he can't really take it. He's
Wait, there is tickets to give away, Rick. I don't know if we should mention that.
What? Who is it for?
Joe Strummer.
Oh yeah.
And his band, the Mescaleros, play Brixton Academy, we think, this evening. A little bit more information will probably be...
So go along, just in case. If you say you're Steve Merchant, pound off.
Well, the doors are at 7 o'clock, and it's £17.50. Unless you've won the competition, Rick, that I'm about to set, and won yourself a pair of tickets. There is someone, right, in America celebrating a birthday today, okay?
Yeah. More than one.
Same
I
day as
think.
me.
Yeah. No.
No, but there's a specific one I'm thinking of,
Go on.
right? His name, Rick, is Dwight Schultz. Okay?
Yeah.
If you know the answer, obviously don't give it away.
Yeah.
His name's Dwight Schultz. He's an actor.
Yeah.
He was particularly big in the 80s.
Yeah.
And he's also celebrating a birthday today.
You're going to say what's his name?
I'm going to say, what character is he best known as? What TV character is he best known as? And you can win yourself some tickets for Joe Strum and the Mescaleros at the Brixton Academy.
Dwight Schultz.
American actor, TV character of the 80s, very famous.
Oh yeah. See, Christian's giving away a trip to Salem, Massachusetts.
That's bizarre, actually, because I was in America recently and I went to Salem, Massachusetts, and that's not a prize.
Isn't it?
Believe me, we were there, we were sort of obliged to go because we were at someone's birthday. It's rubbish.
Really?
I mean, that's a really poor trip. That's such a boring
He probably can't believe his luck. It's probably the biggest thing Christian's ever had to give away.
the great thing about-
and you've just dissed it.
The great thing about Salem, Massachusetts is that
I don't think we're good for this station. I don't think we're selling this station like we should.
Well, you know, it's its own fault, you know, it shouldn't have hired us. I blame it, you know.
Yeah, and paid us in advance.
Yeah.
They're lucky we turn up.
No, I went to Salem, Massachusetts, and this is the place that's famous from, like, Salem's Lot and the Salem witch hunts, famously.
Famous for all things Salem.
Salem.
Yeah, anything with Salem in the title, that's what it's famous for.
The whole
Yeah.
place has gone mad over, like, witches and anything. Basically, it's like there was the Salem witch hunts in, like, 17 something or other, or 16 something or other. So the whole place now is just full of, like, people dressed as witches.
Yeah.
And then it's like any supernatural stuff. So that I went in and it was amazing. It's quite
Like
expensive.
Glastonbury tent.
It was it's awful. Every single place there, every single shop is kind of horror related.
Yeah.
And I went to the Boris Karloff World of Terror.
Yeah,
Right? It's amazing. You went in there, right? I don't know if Boris, the famous horror actor, has actually been involved, but you go in there, you walk in the door, you've got to put these 3D glasses on, right? And it's supposed to be this kind of chilling journey around this kind of like a sort of a crypt, you know. And you put these glasses on, and I couldn't tell. They were so poor. I couldn't tell what was supposed to be a 3D effect and what was actually three-dimensional.
Really?
In real, so I couldn't tell if, like, the floor was actually sloped or if it was just appeared to be.
Yeah.
Whether the wall was actually kind of knobbly or whether it was kind of 3D glasses. It was so much, and it literally took about 45 seconds to get through it.
Imagine
And he just
that.
came out blinking into the light again. It was
So
rubbish.
so I just want to throw us over to Carl. So there's Steve Merchant with funny glasses on in this place horror, and he's walking round. Do you think he scared people, Carl? I've set this question out, haven't I? I've loaded the
I
question.
know the answer you're fishing for. Carl, do you just want to have a dig at me? Because it's coming up to 2 o'clock, and you've not really put a lot of effort in today, slagging me
I
off.
don't do it on purpose.
No, he doesn't do it on
Go
purpose.
for it.
He's just an honest northerner, and he can't lie. He's like George Washington, but without the wooden teeth.
Yeah, Salem. I didn't mean
We've
to say...
lost it again, haven't we? You didn't mean to say
I
Salem.
didn't say Salem.
This is such bad
That was
radio.
just
This
the
is
word that was in
really.
the tip of my
I mean,
tongue.
genuinely, this is bad radio,
awful
isn't it?
radio.
Quick. Oh yeah, my mate went to one of those things in the West End where you walk around and it's aliens and they jump out at you.
Right.
Right. And he was so scared when the alien jumped out. I mean, he ripped a bit of his face off. And
What, the
bloke-
alien's face off?
Yeah, it was foam, and the bloke went, "Don't do that, mate."
Brilliant. Well, in the Salem one, I was wandering around, and this was one guy that kept jumping out.
Yeah.
Because there was about 10 of us, I was at the back. I always missed him jumping out. So when I got round, I missed all the frights. It was ludicrous.
Oh no.
You'd at least you'd have thought he'd like jump out, then double round and jump out again. For
Yeah.
the people. At the end of the
Everyone
queue.
catch that?
Not
No, what
really,
are you doing? We. All right. Okay. Move on.
Oh, if you want to win those tickets, 08700 800 1234. Dwight Schultz, who is he better known as?
Yeah, Basement Jack's there, keeping it real. Where's your head at?
Where is your head at?
Yeah, I know what they're saying. They're saying, where's your head at?
Where is your head at?
Yeah, XFM 104.9.
Ricky Gervais.
Now,
Just one thing I would say, Rick, is that I've spoken to a few people who've listened to the show, and a lot of people, you know, this is the highlight of their week. It really is. No, a lot of bedbound people, and you know,
Yeah.
and we're not putting the effort in, are we? We're providing nothing.
We're trying, but it's just not coming out right. It's just
The words aren't coming out. When I say them in my mind, they're brilliant.
But it's sort of like getting old. You know, your mind. I still want to run upstairs and things, but I just the lift. I'd like to run upstairs. I just can't anymore. And I felt that today. The comedy's in there. The
There's
interesting
fun, there's
things
humour,
and
there's
it's
interesting
all
stuff.
in the head, and it has to go via the mouth.
Yeah, that's the problem.
it's just not working for me. But it is your birthday. You're 27. Happy birthday.
Thanks.
We're talking about. Can I tell you one of the best presents I ever had?
Go on.
Without doubt, all I ever wanted was a go-kart. This is true. I was like
Right.
you know, sort of 5, 6, 7, and I eventually, for Christmas, I wasn't sort of spoiled in the sense that I got pocket money, but I always got what I wanted at Christmas eventually,
right.
because working class mothers they'd get it out the catalogue and pay for it for the rest of the year. So I always got. I really as many presents as anyone else, and I got this go-kart. It was a little red go-kart, and it was a pedal one, and I'd run home from school and I'd be in it, and I'd get up and down the garden for hours. I'd have to come in for my tea, and this was fantastic. And this went on for like weeks and weeks and went through the summer. The next time it was just it was fantastic go-kart. I'd show off, and then one day I came home and I went. It was always at the back of the shed, sort of up against the shed, and I went in. I couldn't see it, and so I went to the back door. My mum was sort of like washing up with that, and I went, "Where's my go-kart?" I thought it hasn't been nicked. She went, "Your dad swapped it."
Your dad swapped it?
Yeah. I went, "He what?" And I was going to be brave, and I went, "He what?" She went, "He swapped it for a wheelbarrow." And I could see she didn't approve of this, and she was thinking, "I'm going to tell him, and then I'm going to, have this out." And I went, "Right." She went, "It's your wheelbarrow." And I went to the back of the shed, and there was this wheelbarrow. He swapped it with a bloke called Jimmy Dublin, who he worked with.
Jimmy Dublin?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think he was a respectable member of the community.
He was fine. It was his lively. No, I think he was an Irish gentleman, and that's why
You
we called
surprised
him. That's why I don't know what his real name was. And I think my dad must have been drunk, and he went, "I want to get my son a go-kart." And my dad went, "Well, my kid's got one. He's probably had it for a year. He's probably bored with it."
Yeah.
And he said, "I'll give you this wheelbarrow." And I went to this wheelbarrow, and it was caked in concrete. I could hardly lift it. I just nicked off a building site, obviously. And I'd be there for hours trying to push this wheelbarrow up and down the garden, right? And it was okay, though, because I was going on holiday soon, and I 7 years running went to Bognor Regis, a place called Riverside, because some woman around the way had a caravan that we got free for a week, and it was great, just wonderful. And I used to go there with my mum and my nan.
Oh, party time.
Yeah. Yeah, the age of 7 to sort of no, it was good because when you're a kid and you wake up in a strange place, it sort of seems weird. You wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning hearing your gran pissing in an iron bucket, and
We've all been there.
You get disorientated. Anyway, and I went on holiday, and I met a little friend who was about my age. We were both sort of like, right, and he'd hired a go-kart. He had this great go-kart, and he came round to my caravan, and I went, "I've got a go-kart." And I remember my mum opening the window of the caravan and going, "Don't lie."
That's so evil.
And I went, I had a go-kart. I had a go-kart.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you ever talk to your father about the fact you swapped it?
No.
You never mentioned it to him?
No.
You still got that wheelbarrow?
I think so. I've grown into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can nearly lift it now. Yeah. And now I'm just too old to run up and down the garden with
now
it.
you get one of your several gardeners who use it all the time. Wow.
Oh, dear. Dre there. Dr. Dre.
Of course.
Bad intentions. Well, it's... do you want to give the winners of the competition?
The winners, yes. Tickets for Joe Strummer and the Mescaleros playing at Brixton Academy this evening. We have some lucky winners. The question I set was, someone else famous is celebrating a birthday today.
Yeah.
I don't mean someone else famous like I'm famous and someone else who's
You
famous.
could probably get into the Monarch.
Well, pound off at least.
Yeah.
And I said, which actor, Dwight Schultz... No, I didn't. I said, which character did
Started
Dwight
off
Schultz
well,
play?
didn't it?
It started off so well. Which character did Dwight Schultz play? What made him famous in the 80s? He's
Yeah.
celebrating a birthday today. I don't know how old he is, probably in his 60s.
Not in his 60s.
The character he played, of course, was Howling Mad Murdoch
Yeah.
from the 18.
We
I was
did, we
watching,
did accept Murdoch.
I was watching an 18-1 UK Gold the other day because I always like to have something, you know, so I can talk to Camfield whenever I meet him.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the thing about Howling Mad Murdoch is his madness is one of those convenient kind of madnesses where he's not like kind of depressive, where he's trying to kill
Yeah.
himself, or he's just schizophrenic, or he's unreliable. He's just a bit eccentric.
Yeah.
His madness is largely, I'll do some funny voices.
You couldn't have howling slightly off the wall Murdoch,
No.
though, could you? It didn't have the edge.
But it's rubbish. It's rubbish madness.
Or
It's-
howling wacky Murdoch.
yeah, well, that's what he is. He's wacky.
Howling annoying student Murdoch, I think it should have been
Yeah,
called.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway,
yeah.
the winners, Carl, I think you took some answers.
Tim and Neil.
Well done, Tim and Neil. Are they going together, or are they
No,
No, two separate.
lucky people? Lucky people.
yeah.
Um,
I don't think your heart's in it anymore either, Carl.
I was all right today, but Steve's really dragged me down.
Well, let's.
wait a minute, I just need to know why.
No, do you know, like,
Yeah.
when people are being miserable around you?
Yep.
I was full
Yep.
of beans when I came in.
Yep,
here.
yep, yep,
Yeah,
yep.
but you got to remember last week you were really miserable, and that really wound me up.
Yeah, because he was
So
devil
it's
to do
moving around,
stuff. Because you know he'd been let down, and they were worried about
Yeah,
the
last
next
week you
show.
were in a terrible mood.
Yeah.
Don't look at me like you were.
songs. I wasn't like going off and lying on the settee, looking ill, talking in that voice.
Oh, he's done you again.
I said just now, being quite friendly. Yeah,
Carl?
Steve.
Carl, have you ever tried to get into the Monarch for free? Because I'll be honest, mate, it's not going to happen for you. Come out with me, mate. You got a quid off. All right.
Oh.
When you can get in places in Camden for free.
Yeah, I'm all right. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's done you. Right, now it's time for Song for the Lovers. Now, this is one of my favourite songs of all time. You'll know this song better done by... That was nearly a sentence. Oh, come on, that was nearly a sentence. What's his name? Glenn Campbell. It's Galveston.
Oh yeah.
This is the man who wrote it. This is the original. This is Jimmy Webb
Oh yeah.
with Galveston. From what I can work out, I think it's about a bloke who goes off to the Vietnam War and he's missing his bird. And I've brought it down, haven't I? I've brought it down a tone by saying bird.
It's a beautiful song.
It was irony.
Just play it.
Galveston. It's beautiful.